I'm Marie Goy in Singapore. The headlines. Prosecutors in South Korea accuse President Park of a considerable role in a corruption scandal. Opponents urge her to quit. Searching for survivors, but the death toll in India's latest train crash rises to almost 120.
I'm Babita Sharma in London. A commitment to free trade as world leaders meet at the Asia-Pacific Summit. But all eyes are on Putin and Obama. We'll have the latest from Peru. And Andy Murray ends the year as world #1 after victory over Novak Djokovic at the ATP tennis finals in London.
Live from our studios in Singapore and London. This is BBC World News. It's Newsday.
Good morning. It's 9 a.m. here in Singapore, 1 in the morning in London, and 10 a.m. in Seoul, where President Park's political future hangs in the balance. It follows a major new development in the corruption scandal that's gripped the country. Prosecutors now believe that Park Geun-hye was an accomplice in wrongdoing centered on one of her closest friends. As sitting president, Ms. Park cannot be indicted, but the latest developments are likely to fuel calls for her to resign or be impeached. Earlier, I spoke to our correspondent Stephen Evans in Seoul about how the news has been picked up in this morning's papers.
It's been covered very, very fully, as you can imagine. The Junggang Daily has got a picture right across the top, above the fold, as they say in newspaper land, of the demonstration on Saturday, the 5th demonstration on my reckoning, on a Saturday night, with tens of thousands, maybe hundreds of thousands of people, all with one voice saying that she must go. And then in another sort of centrist paper, the Chosun Ilbo, a picture which I think is quite poignant. It's a picture of what I think is a lonely lady. That's the way I read it. The president. She is an interesting human character. Both her father and her mother were assassinated by political assassins. An attempt was made on her own life. So you get a picture of this woman with the loneliness of power, hearing those chants from the centre of town every Saturday night now, calls for her to go. This Monday morning, she looks much more likely to go because of that development you mentioned, and that is the prosecutor saying this scandal was not allegedly just about a close friend overreaching her friendship and using that friendship to raise money, but the prosecutors think that this lady also was involved. Now, as you say, she can't be prosecuted because she's president. The Constitution won't allow that. But if she left office, then she could be prosecuted if the investigation is pursued. The prosecutors say it will be pursued.
Well, Ms. Park has apologised, but her lawyer also says that prosecutors had built a house of fantasy. Is it fair to say that the public is not buying this argument, given the size of all the demonstrations that we're seeing?
Well, it's certainly true that a big swathe of public opinion is not buying that argument. How much weight do you put on a demonstration, even a demonstration of hundreds of thousands of people? There was a counter-demonstration on Saturday here in Seoul, a pro-Park demonstration, much, much smaller. If you look at the opinion poll ratings, they show a very, very low approval rating. But on the other hand, if you ask people, do you approve of your political leader, they often say they don't. Whether there is a public appetite, a majority public appetite for her to go, has not really been tested in the polls. The opposition is being a little bit cagey about all of this. They're not saying, we're going to impeach her, we're going to do it. They're saying, we are mindful to do it, we may well do it. So it's hard to know what the hard opinion is.
Steve Evans there. Let's take